Hello, team, and welcome. If you are listening from Brazil, we just had Father's Day here. It's different in Brazil and US. US, I think it's in June, but it was quite fun. We got the gang together, and I was on barbecue duty. And the Romeo and Juliet medallion is a great finisher for any barbecue. Some guava, cheese, and bacon all mixed together. Just be careful you don't burn your tongue. But team, today we have a skill practice class. Specifically, I need you guys to practice your funny, comedic, hilarious storytelling abilities. And I think, like with most things, the more you do something, the more familiar it gets, the more comfortable you get doing it. And telling a funny story is no exception. Some people have a talent for comedy, others can practice it. And the idea is for you to pick a story that you are good at telling so that when the time comes for you to whip out your English storytelling ability, you've got it prepared. So let's take a look. So as a warm up, I asked you guys to already think of your story, so you don't need to think of it on the spot. Some examples: time you got in trouble in school. School is always a good place to to have some stories. We're young, we're learning, so things get done that wouldn't get done by adults. Time something unexpected happened at work. Um, it's not the correct environment for um, some funny moments. So I guess they become more memorable. Time a good friend did something legendary. Friends are good for funny stories. Time when things could have gone wrong. You already have that suspense, but didn't. And travels. When you're traveling, when you're on a trip, there are usually good sources of stories. Everything's a little bit new. So our goal will be to tell one of these stories in English. And so, elements of a good story. And I'm sure you can organize this differently, but I always try to offer my students a way to do things. And I think the first thing you need if you're telling a story is to establish the what's going on. So we need the who, what, and where. Who did what where, or who was doing or planning on doing where. And we already get that mental image of the person. And just like a TV series where the first episode there's always a change, there is always somebody getting out of jail, somebody dying, somebody getting married, somebody who was about to get married but didn't. There needs to be that first domino, that first thing that happens. Usually it's something that's a little bit surprising, but that first domino that knocks over the rest. Conflict. You want a good story, you just throw problems at it. It's the lost formula. For those of you who have seen the series, it's why it was so good. Prison Break, they were good at doing that as well. They just kept throwing problems at you. Conflict is kind of what turns the first into the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth domino. Last up, the climax, the moment where everybody holds their breath. You should be building up to this point. And that, you need to practice that delivery. And last up, your conclusion. Sum up the story. Bring it to a close. So after that exciting moment, what happened? When everything's and then what? What happened next? So bring the story to an end. And I found some stand-up short stories. Comedians, they're natural, or not necessarily natural. They might have practiced, but they are uh, quality storytellers. So these are some stand-up stories. Now, this was just for fun. I asked my students, what is something everybody should learn in their life? And I realized that a lot of these, I don't know that I can cross off my list, but I like some of these options. I do not have basic sewing skills. I do not know how to do my taxes properly, but there are a lot of good options here. Make sure to add your own. And last up, conversation starters. Let me pick a good one. How long is the average attention span? Um, I guess you can start with a, it depends, but I do think that it is going down. And I think our necessity for optimizing our time has made it so that we value shorter things, faster things, and I do think we have more difficulty stopping and doing one thing for longer. So I do think it's going down. But usually, I see people who have short attention spans for some things, but they are laser focused when they have to be with others. So I don't think it's one number for everything. Carlton, if you don't remember him, then you missed out on a great part of comedic sitcom history. And you know where we're going with this. Your challenge is to practice your story. I also have this article here with some extra tips, but team, that is it. And I hope to hear your funny story in class. Thank you.